Hey, it's me again. So, I just wanted to talk briefly about commitments. That comes up a lot in this 12-week year thing. And I just want to talk about some of the reasons that, maybe you might not be as successful as you would like to be in this program. And one of the things is sometimes people, when they miss a commitment, is they give up. And I cannot say that I've not been guilty of this. But the key important thing here is if you miss a commitment, get back up on the horse. I don't know what horse that is. But get back up there and make the next one. You're only going to prove to yourself that you can make commitments by keeping them. Or that you can keep commitments by keeping them. So if you mess up, start again, do it over, and sometimes if you mess up a commitment, you fail to confront it, right? You don't want to, you kind of want to avoid it. Like, honestly, I'll tell you, today I went to the gym and I did a good job. I have to say, I really did. I worked out and I was tired at the end of it. And honestly, I kind of forgot about this, I got involved in my own thoughts, involved in my thoughts about what's going on in my life right now. And, I missed this commitment. I've committed to making 2 videos a day. One, like what you should do as far as 12-week plan year is concerned. And the other is sort of just a concept to help you along your way. And I was at the gym and I was on the treadmill and I'm listening to this book, The Surrender Experiment, and it's amazing. It really is. But it meant that I wasn't listening to the 12-week year, which is what I do kind of almost every day now. So I was more concerned with this book and the things that it was teaching. And I mean, I strongly recommend this book. It's very cool. It's about just giving over to what life has in store for you, and anyway, we can talk about that one later. But the point is, I was listening to it and I was like, yeah, this is what I want. These changes that I'm making that I do feel resistance to, this is what I want. This is what I've been wanting for a number of years, a way to get my life back on track. And for some reason, for whatever reason, I feel resistance to certain things. But actually, this is exactly what I want. The universe has given me exactly what I've been asking for. No matter how much my resistance may be to it. But you got to think about, so I felt that, and then I came home and I was like, oh, I gotta, I'm all sweaty, I gotta take a shower. I hadn't really planned on taking a shower until later on in the day, but I was like, oh, I gotta make myself something to eat. And before I knew it, I was off track, completely off track from the day, completely off track, right? I gotta figure out the best way to work my mornings, because I have a lot of stuff I do at the beginning of the morning, sort of as I wake up. It's kind of like a ritual, but I don't want to speed through it, because they're all things that I'm doing for my physical and mental and spiritual health. And I'm trying to take that more seriously, but I am taking it more seriously. And I want to give it the time that it actually deserves. And today, in these days, you feel guilty for taking the time to take care of yourself. You feel guilty for thinking that somehow you matter enough to make sure that you get the right foods, or you are able to exercise your body or pray or meditate or any of the things that you want to do to strengthen yourself in any of the major areas in life, like health, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. those are important things, and those are what I am taking seriously. But I have been devoting a lot of time to them, and it throws things off. Because in the morning, one of the first things I do is journal, and sometimes that can go on for a while. So I gotta figure that out, how to condense things without rushing through them and without neglecting any steps or making myself feel like I should be going faster and I should be doing something else. Because I'll just start working without finishing, and it's just anyway. So like I said, today I ended up, things just got thrown off. And yeah, so I missed some commitments. I missed this. I missed some of the work that I was supposed to do. I am going to make that up this weekend. I had a period of time blocked off for certain things, but I'm just going to move that around. But if you fail to confront why you missed the commitment, you're not going to deal with it. You're not going to keep to it, right? So I've been trying to think why I am, and it's resistance to change and stuff like that. Maybe thinking that I'm not worth it. That, it's just when we're used to being one way, it's more comfortable, even if it's not comfortable. At least we know it, right? At least I know I can do that. It's not a good thing, but I know I can do it, right? So yeah, I got to do some thinking about why that is, because it is what I want, and it's what I need to do. Not need. We're not saying need. It's what I am doing. But you gotta face whatever it is that's causing the breakdown and recommit to paying the price. So one of the exercises in the book is to, write down your commitments and figure out what it is. Like, this is going to come up, right? This is going to come up, and it's going to make me not want to do this thing. And being prepared for it is a good thing, because then it'll be easier to say, you know what, I committed to paying this price. And so that is probably something that I need to sit back down and take more seriously. Okay, mental note. But the more you confront the reason that you missed a commitment, you'll be able to recommit to paying the price. And when you do that, you grow. It's like a muscle. Every time you grow in your ability to make and meet commitments. So you got to practice like anything else. And then another thing that might cause you to miss commitments is that you don't value your word. People make promises that sometimes that they don't even intend to keep when they make them. I try not to do that. I don't do that. Honestly, I don't. I make promises thinking that I'll keep them, but then sometimes, whatever, I don't, or I didn't, because that's not what I do anymore. But, if you value your word, you're going to have strong relationships. If you break your word, you're going to damage relationships. So you have to avoid making promises that you can't keep. When I was younger, I was fierce about this. I was really committed to keeping my word. I would not utter anything. If I knew there was a possibility that I couldn't do it, I wouldn't say it. And I would think long and hard about making any sort of, and like, okay, well, when it said it, that was it. It was done. It was already done. Like, there wasn't a question about it. And somewhere along the way, I lost faith in myself that I could do that. And it's not that it became less important. It just became like I had less faith in myself, really, is what it is. I had less faith in myself that was who I was anymore, that was a part of my character, like this part of me that I really respected was not happening anymore. And I am going no, I am committing to being that again. I do pray every day, and I have a specific prayer that I wrote out that a lot of which was inspired by The Artist Way, which is another book we'll be talking about at some point, because I'm going to run out of concepts from this book to discuss. If you haven't seen already, I've discussed accountability a million times. But the way we can do this better, the way we can help ourselves to make and keep our commitments is well, the first thing is not to overcommit yourself, right? You don't want to commit yourself to too many things, because you have to be realistic. And if you say you're going to do too many things, you already know that you can't, right? So right there, you're not valuing your word. You want to have 2 or 3 major commitments, that you're working towards. One is better. The fewer you have, the better you're able to keep them. So be careful when you say you're going to do something. Be careful what you say you're going to do, when you say you're going to do it, who you say you're going to do it to. That being said, go public with your commitments. Tell people, this is what I'm doing, because you're going to look like an idiot if you don't do it and you told people that you will. You know what I mean? That was always my fear. That's where, not an idiot, but that was always my thing. If I say I'm going to do this and I don't do it, that brings me down in the eyes of the people who are important to me. That lessens me as a person in other people's eyes, and in my own. And that is truly what happened. I definitely stopped respecting myself when I stopped keeping my word. So that is something that I am recommitting to, that I have recommitted to, keeping my word. And that is something I always respected about myself, and it's something I now respect again. And the third thing that you can do to help yourself is to buddy up with somebody. This book talks a lot about accountability partners and accountability groups, and saying things like, it's all your word, right? If you say it, you do it. And if you tell other people, you do it. And if you buddy up for encouragement and support with your friends who want you to succeed and who you want to see succeed, you're more likely to keep your word. So don't make too many commitments. Tell people about them. And find friends that can help you and whom you can help, who you can commit to helping. That's all for today. Talk to you tomorrow.